User controlling a linebacker or safety, when do you strafe and when do you sprint? So we kind of just talked about that, but Gibbs, if you're trying to user control, you know, what's the difference between a linebacker and a safety when usering? What should people generally do, and then how should you sprint or strafe?
So this is a great question, and personally, you know, for my Winners Kit members out there, I can't divulge too much of my user control secrets, how I go about it, but what I will tell you, one pro tip is you want to use your defender, a user control defender that's in a hook zone, in a yellow zone, because the reason behind this is that yellow zone has the least amount of variable in terms of basically ruining your defense, right? So what that means is, if I were to user control the yellow and I make a mistake here, I'm only going to get beat in that one hole, like right there. That one area, that's like right where I'm going to get beat.
That's where, yeah, that's where you're supposed to be.
Right. So that's the only where I'm going to get beat. Now, if I go ahead and I were to user control, you know, in this instance here, and I'm going to user control this deep safety right here, right over here on the left sideline, and he was supposed to be in that deep part of the field.
Got lucky.
And Falls is going to run the ball.
Right in your face.
Yeah. So if I'm user controlling a deep zone, a deep blue zone, now the idea is now my risk reward's higher. I have better reward if I make a big play, but if I mess up, my risk is much bigger. Okay? So there's different levels of risk reward of who you're user controlling, and what those levels are, there's the following. The flat zones are your smallest amount of reward, and your
especially flat zones though, you don't want to user them because flat zones are pretty good this year.
Right.
They get depth on their own. Last year you could make them drop back, which is something I did sometimes.
Right.
Against certain sets, but this year they play pretty well, so you go to those hooks. I personally hold strafe when I'm in a hook zone a lot. At the snap, I'm pretty much holding strafe with Durant. That's how I do it. I just strafe. You lose out on a lot of speed. But you have to make up for it with your brain. Like, you got to make up for it with your brain. And if you're sprinting at a guy, the window. So like if you throw that at me again and I'm sprinting, like the window for me to make a play, like to meet you at the spot when I'm sprinting, is bad. Whereas if I'm strafing, like if I'm sprinting, I'm not facing the field, I'm not facing the quarterback. I'm running with my back turned. Whereas at least if I'm strafing, I generally know the routes that can beat me, and I can see the concepts and make a quick play. And I can strafe, and I can try and keep my speed, force you to throw somewhere else.